thing in the world. The players run over it as they make each new first down, but there's quite a lot of work that goes into making that appear on the screen.
It all starts with the setup of the cameras at various points around the stadium, and once they are locked down in position to cover the game, the PVI technology is installed to create the CBS first down marker.
Very precise measurements are made to show where the camera is in position relative to the field. This is kind of like a survey when you survey property for your house. These measurements are done with a laser rangefinder and measure the corners of the field relative to where the camera is. The information from the camera lens and the pan head go into this special mini computer. The mini computer turns it into digital information that goes down this computer cable to the processor that combines this information with the video from the camera to put the first down line on.
All right, camera one, just give me the wide shot, sense of place, keep that orange line in.
Quick slant, complete, and close to a first down is Oronde Gadsden. It is enough for the first down.
So now you know. You only could have had it yesterday. The NFL Today is next after this message and a word from your local station.
Before you do this or this or this, you want to have this and this and this.
You'd be surprised how much of our technology goes into your day.
So for this or this or this.
We're Siemens.
We can do that.
Doug throws a bachelor bash. But is he the best man for the job?
I'm starting to agree with the Italian fella. This is going to blow.
An all-new King of Queens, CBS Monday.
Heads up for Everybody Loves Raymond. The address is CBS.
The world doesn't stop for the flu, but you do. Coughing, chills, fever, and body aches can make you miserable for days on end. But thanks to a new prescription pill, you can start to feel better. Now your doctor can prescribe Tamiflu, a new, easy-to-take pill that goes right to the very cause of the flu, attacking the flu virus itself. As soon as symptoms start, visit your doctor and ask if Tamiflu is right for you, so you can start feeling better. Tamiflu, helping you get through the flu. And now that the flu has hit, if you feel fluish, see your doctor early. And to learn to recognize flu symptoms, send for this free brochure and learn more about Tamiflu. 1 out of 10 may experience mild to moderate nausea or vomiting. Fewer may experience bronchitis, sleeplessness, or dizziness. This season, you have Tamiflu, helping you get through the flu.
There's nothing better on a cold morning than a delicious Dunkin' Donuts muffin and coffee combo. Except maybe winning a trip to Universal Studios Islands of Adventure in Orlando. Live the adventure as you explore a land of dinosaurs at Jurassic Park. Test your courage on Marvel's Superhero Island. You'll fly Metrojet by U.S. Airways. So stop by Dunkin' Donuts and enter to win today. And when you're here, try our freshly baked muffin and coffee combo, now just $1.99.
CBS 12, your official Rhode Island lottery station.
Devastating turnover for the Dolphin offense.
Dan Marino has now thrown 5 interceptions in the game.
Oh, the chances. Oh, the chances. And we go from near victory to the aggravation of defeat just like that.
You can add Mike Homer to the list of guys that finally say, this is it, it's on. A Lombardi Trophy.
Again, everybody, I'm Jim Nance, and welcome to this special AFC Wildcard edition of the NFL Today, presented by Southwest Airlines. As we get ready for today's playoff game between the Miami Dolphins and the Seattle Seahawks, I'm joined by 3 playoff-tested veterans, Craig James, Randy Cross, and our resident wild card, Jerry Glanville.
I was in the wild card because we couldn't win the division.
It's a whole new game now. It is a whole new game. And right now, let's get the latest on this one we have coming up. The wild card contest between Seattle and Miami, and the man who will be calling that game, of course, Greg Gumbel and Phil Simms, are standing by in the Emerald City.
All right, Jim, welcome to Seattle Kingdome, everyone. Greg Gumbel along with Phil Simms, where today one of the things we'll be watching is how Miami goes about business. They started this season like a house of fire, winning 7 of their first 8 games, stumbled badly down the stretch, needed a loss by the Seattle Seahawks last week to make the postseason. So Jimmy Johnson is going back to his roots, his winning roots. Take a look at the first 10 games of this year. The Dolphins threw the ball 32 times a game, ran it 31 times, but those numbers switched around the last 6 games of the season, and so did the record. Why the change, Phil?
Well, Jimmy Johnson, head coach, what are you supposed to do? You do some research, you find a way that's going to help your team win a playoff game. So he went back and he looked at the last 6 opponents and look at the number of rushing attempts. Seattle only won 1 of those games, and that's when Kansas City ran it 22 times. It's not the success these teams had running the football, it's the pace of the game. That's what Jimmy Johnson wants. Run it, slow it down, keep it low scoring, and as a coach, put the game into the hands of the strongest part of your team. That's his defense. That's what he wants. Control it on offense. Dan Marino, don't make a mistake. Defense, win the game for me.
Miami wants to be workmanlike and blue collar today. Seattle wants to be flash and dash and glitz and glitter, and we'll talk about that the closer we get to kickoff. Jim?
All right, thank you, fellas. And this week before the Dolphins headed to Seattle, I caught up with Miami head coach Jimmy Johnson, and I asked him about how he planned to handle his quarterback situation.
Well, Dan and I talked about it after the Washington game. I said, you know, we've got to take the offense and we've got to scale it down. Not to say that we're going to go into a shell for the game, but by the same token, eliminate some of the plays where we've had some problems.
What would have to happen to put Heward in the game?
Well, you know, Dan obviously would have to struggle, and you know, that's kind of been an iffy thing here for the last a month and a half. And I really think that we brought Dan back too quick. He wasn't ready to play against Dallas and had the 5 interceptions, and I wish we would have waited, but that's hindsight. But I think the strength is back in his arm, and I think he's going to be able to throw the football, and so I don't anticipate him struggling.
But Heward is an option. You wouldn't hesitate in the playoff game to do that.
Yeah, we'd do whatever it takes to try to win the ball game, and obviously if any player is struggling, we're going to have to go with the backup.
Coach, a lot of people haven't talked about it in this light, and there's a lot of play there. Maybe this is Marino's last game, you know. This could be Jimmy Johnson's last game, the Seattle game. I know you don't want to think about a loss in this situation, but is this something that enters your mind before you take the field?
No, not really. I think, you know, once you let those things filter in, you start losing focus on what you have to do, and we've got a job to do, and that's to beat Seattle, and then after Seattle, go on from there. So I just don't let those things filter into my mind.
We will be hearing from Dan Marino later, but Coach, I got to ask you about the Jimmy Johnson watch. What do you think?
Well, I think it's already filtered in his mind. If you go back to 2 weeks ago, he had a press conference. He said, if we're just going to be average, then I don't want to be here. And I think that sends a bad message to your football team. That sounds like you may surrender. If you don't want to be average, you go to work and you work harder. That's the solution.
Coach, I'm sick of this loser bowl talk.
I agree with you.
Putting on this football game. I mean, Mike Holmgren told me, he says, look, this is the first year of my program. We got in the playoffs. Me and my guys, this entire organization, are just electrified by getting in the playoffs. This is something to build on.
Well, one thing that Holmgren has that he knows he can count on that maybe Jimmy doesn't have is that's a running game. Ricky Watters, the one guy on his team, I think, with a good playoff experience is Ricky Watters. Give him the football, let him run. In 10 playoff games that Ricky Watters has, that experience, he has over 100 total yards per game. That means give the guy the football and they got a chance.
In the AFC playoff picture, because of the Tennessee win yesterday, here's how it stacks up. And this Miami-Seattle game, of course, will decide it. Miami wins today. The Dolphins will play at Jacksonville next Saturday, sending then Tennessee against Indianapolis. Other way around, though, Seahawks victory would mean Tennessee and Jacksonville for the 3rd time this season. Titans have won the first 2 matchups, and then that would, of course, mean Seattle would take on Indianapolis Sunday. Yesterday, well, what a story in Tennessee. And it's worth, folks, at least one more look.
Christie kicks it high and short. Going to be fielded by Lorenzo Neal at the 25. Reaches it back to Wycheck. He throws it across the field to Dyson.
He's got something.
30,
He's got
40,
something.
50,
He's got it.
40,
He's got it.
20, 10,
He's got it.
End zone. Touchdown. the field. It's a miracle. Tennessee has pulled a miracle. A miracle for the Titans.
And the line judge, fellas, as you can see it shaded there right away, he said it was a legal lateral. What a miracle it was for Tennessee. A devastating close to the season for the Buffalo Bills. And again, folks, we talked about a little bit earlier, your old SMU play was what came into play for the Titans.
And Alan Lowry, when he was coaching the Cowboys, called Tony Marciano, our special teams coach, and said, hey, how do you guys run that play? What were you looking to do in that play? And they copied the deal. Tony Marciano's now with the Colts. I guarantee the Colts having their playbook, but it was execution on Tennessee's part, and Buffalo just didn't execute.
Well, we talk about, should they have run more time off the clock before the field goal? Should they have line drive the kick? Forget it. The Titans and Jeff Fisher found a way to win, and the Buffalo Bills did enough to lose. And if you believe in karma and payback and what goes around comes around, you bench Doug Flutie, you don't win, not everybody's disappointed.
Well, if you're the Buffalo Bills special teams coach, you're saying, we're going to hit this mortar kick, stay in your lane, squeeze the lane. By the way, go gang tackle, and we'd all done the same thing, and you get caught on a play like this.
And by the way, folks, everybody here agrees it was the proper call, the call right from the start. And we will hear from Dyson and Wycheck, who threw the football to him coming up at halftime of this Miami-Seattle game for their perspective. Meanwhile, just 38 seconds to go before Minnesota makes it official. The Vikings on to the next round to take on St. Louis. The NFC side stacks up like this. Washington will meet Tampa on Saturday, and then it'll be, even though it's not official, it will be Minnesota at St. Louis. It will be official again in just seconds. That's a Sunday game between Minnesota and the Rams. Time now for the IBM Power Poll. We're going to talk now about job openings in the NFL, and we count 5 right now. And that includes, by the way, the new Houston franchise, along with the Green Bay opening. New England still waiting to sort that one out, New Orleans, and the Jets. More on this, in fact. Patriots sources have told us that they are still hoping to hire Bill Belichick as coach and GM and are willing to pay him $3 million a year. If they can't swing a deal for Belichick, New England will make a, quote, serious push, end quote, for former Kansas City coach Marty Schottenheimer, who has told several friends within the league that he does not want to coach next season. Houston and New Orleans are searching for a general manager who will hire their head coaches then, and former Redskins GM Charlie Casserly is the front runner in both cities, and he told the NFL today that, quote, the Saints and I spoke this week, and I am not going down there to meet with them tomorrow. He added, quote, I met with Houston owner Bob McNair on Friday, and we will continue to dialogue, end quote. All right, a reminder, CBS Sports Line will deliver the latest sports news and information to you via email every morning. Just sign up today at cbs.sportsline.com, or America Online users simply enter the keyword CBS Sports Line.
Still ahead on the NFL today. As Dan Marino looks forward to what might be his last hurrah, we look back at his remarkable career. The Seahawks into the playoffs gasping for air. Marcus Allen asked them if they can catch a second win for the second season. The NFL Today is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. The United States Army, be all you can be. And by Ameritrade, the way to trade, period. Congratulations to our Staples Coach of the Week, George Seifert of the Carolina Panthers. Last Sunday, Carolina's Steve Berline threw a team record 5 touchdown passes as the Panthers defeated the Saints. Our winning school is Door Academy.
Hi, everybody who's watching the NFL today.
We love Coach Seifert and the Carolina Panthers.
They'll receive $5,000 in school supplies, courtesy of Staples, the office superstore.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by February 2nd and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
Someday, at a job interview, they'll ask, do you work well under pressure? Try not to laugh.
Now, take
a journey to a beautiful, happy place. And Debbie, where are you? In a beautiful garden. Brad?
I'm on a sandy beach.
Richard?
I'm at my computer trading stocks on Ameritrade for $8. $8? Flat rate? $8.
I'm off the beach. I'm trading stocks.
Chant with the freedom Ameritrade brings.
Trading with Ameritrade is very relaxing.
Shopping for office supplies is easy at OfficeMax. Shop by fax, by phone, on the internet at OfficeMax.com, or the good old-fashioned way, by foot. Whichever way you choose, we go to the max for you.
Big news! My honey barbecue wings are back. Got a new sandwich, too.
Now get your KFC Honey Barbecue 2 ways. Wings or in the new Honey Barbecue sandwich. Each just $1.99.
More and more kids are getting it together. Programs are working to keep kids away from crime, but they need your support. Call 1-800-WE-PREVENT and help McGruff take a bite out of crime.
Well, the home teams are now 3-0 in the playoffs. Jeff George has his first playoff victory, and Robert Smith sets a Viking postseason rushing record, 140 yards in that win. We welcome you back to the NFL Today. Now, last Sunday, Seattle ended its regular season with a loss to the Jets and virtual elimination from the playoffs. But Oakland's dramatic victory in Kansas City last Sunday gave Seattle a new life. Marcus Allen is in Seattle with the story.
Jim, Seattle has not hosted a playoff game since 1984, and such a drought has raised questions, eyebrows, and doubt with this franchise. Although a postseason date has certainly created some promise, I wanted to find out if it's really changed the mindset of the Seahawks.
Kick is up, high enough, deep enough for sure, and it hit the upright.
I don't believe in pain. I don't believe there's nothing left but running here again.
Why do you guys go from 8-2 to losing the last 5 and 6?
We are not used to winning. I mean, really, it's that simple.
I don't believe in silence, because silence seems so slow.
I think guys want to win, but I think we need to get more guys that really believe it. You know what I mean?
You know, after we lost last game, we thought we weren't in the playoffs. I was looking around, I was thinking, these guys are, yeah, we were sad because we lost. But I remember when we lost the playoffs when I was in Pittsburgh, people were crying. It hurt. It hurt bad. Losing that last game didn't hurt bad enough.
Why does my heart feel so bad?
We have to change the attitude around here, you know, and hopefully this is a step in the right direction, you know, this season, even though it didn't end like we wanted it to.
It doesn't matter how we got here, we're here. We played the regular season to get to the postseason. Now we're in the postseason. You know, you got to start thinking like we are champs. We're the AFC West champs. No matter how we got it, no matter if it was given to us or we backed into it, whatever, it's ours now. And we have to live up to that.
Yeah, we put ourselves in a position. It's the playoffs now.
You know, I think there's a fine line between wanting to do your job and wanting to be the one to make the play that makes the difference. Because when you want to be the one to make the play to make the difference, sometimes you're going to be the reason you lose too.
What is the mentality? You know, some is, you know, I'd rather try something great and fail than do nothing and succeed. Is that not the mentality, or is it the mentality around here?
I think, you know, it's changing to that. But I think when you start losing, like we lost a couple in a row, I think maybe there's a little bit of doubt in some guys' mind.
Do or die, sink or swim. Strength from within can never bend. Feel me?
But when do the rest of the guys figure out that the guy they have to challenge every single week is self?
I tell you what, Marcus, if we do, then we'll have a great season. We'll fit as far as these playoffs are concerned, and we'll have a chance to win this whole thing. If we don't, we'll be at home asking ourselves that question.
I asked Chad Brown if losing was a habit, and he told me it was a cancer. Whether this franchise will be cured today will not be determined, but we will know if they're on their road to recovery. Jim?
All right, thank you, Marcus. Coach, I thought it was disturbing. It was really almost a must-win situation. They backed into the playoffs last week, but against the Jets, there was no passion for Seattle last week.
Well, I think if you watch that game, you wonder what happened to defense. You wonder what happened to tackling. And you talked about passion. There is no passion when you have no gang tackling and you have arm tackling. I think this is what has to be straightened out for for Seattle to do anything in the playoffs, that passion that they had against Tampa Bay, they flew around, and they look like a football team. They got to find that. They got to have that want to play that good.
Absolutely. Seahawks have lost 5 of the last 6, and so have the Dolphins, who backed into the playoffs. And it's been an up-and-down year for Dan Marino, who is about to play what may be his final game.
What do you want for your children? Better world? A larger life? At American General Financial Group, we help 12 million Americans build a life large enough to hold their children's dreams. With retirement services, investments, life insurance, and consumer loans. At American General, the future starts today. American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
Here's your regular internet homepage. And here's i1.com. You use it like Yahoo, Lycos, or other search engines. Only i1.com gives away $10,000 every day, $1 million a month, and $10 million on tax day. Which one would you choose?
Oh, I see. Someone's supposed to struggle with this, right? So let's bring out the blonde.
Just doing research.
I'll pick the one with all of the cash.
i1.com.
Yeah.
Introducing i1.com. Why wouldn't you?
This is how hundreds of thousands of smokers have quit. It's the gradual step-down method, and you get it only from Nicoderm CQ. Store brand patches have only one step. You can't step down your dose. Nicoderm CQ has 3. You step down gradually, and gradual is the method doctors prefer. Quitting's important. Choose carefully. Nicoderm CQ. The power to calm, the power to comfort, the power to help you quit.
Ladies and gentlemen, gather one, gather all. You're going to see something that will truly astonish you. A talking dog. This dog not only speaks right, it says... I'm going to show you something truly amazing. This is an alien space stage. Right over this way, and you will see the world's most amazing computer deal. That's right, it defies belief, ladies and gentlemen.
Computer deals that sound too good to be true usually are. But for $28 a month, you can get a Gateway PC with the Intel Celeron processor from a company you can believe in. Call 1-800-GATEWAY.
Hi, I'm Dan Marino of the Miami Dolphins. The NFL and the United Way learned firsthand that your support of the United Way can help the people that truly need your help. Over the years, the hundreds of NFL owners, coaches, and players have volunteered their time to work with United Way agencies and programs that show our caring for people. By working together, the NFL and the United Way are making a difference. The NFL, the United Way, and you, the power of teamwork.
The NFL Today is presented by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl.
Welcome back to the NFL Today as we count down to the final wild card game, Dolphins and Seahawks. There may be a special symmetry to this matchup. Dan Marino played his first playoff game against Seattle back in '83, and there is speculation that should the Dolphins lose, today may be his final game.
Dan Marino takes the snap. He looks downfield. He throws deep. It's another touchdown for Central Catholic.
I think Dan Marino will know when it's time to retire, and only Dan Marino will.
Marino, he's about 6'4", and he's got a slingshot for an arm. Mechanically, the coaches say he's just unbelievable for a freshman.
When his time comes, it's not Danny that's going to miss the game. It's going to be the game that misses Dan Marino.
Dan Marino has another record. What a magnificent performer he has been for the Miami Dolphins.
I really think that Dan can be considered as one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever play the game.
For nearly a quarter century, he's dominated almost every field he's walked upon. Dan Marino. Icy blue eyes, cold precision, maybe the best until this year.
Marino throws over the middle. It's intercepted. Look out.
Dan fires downfield. Picked off.
Oh, my God. And this one will be tipped and intercepted. Dan Marino cannot throw the ball.
Has this been an enjoyable season for you?
No, it's been tough. It's been a tough year because when I hurt my neck and I had the disc problem and the nerve problem, there was a time when I didn't think I was going to be able to throw the ball the way that I was used to throwing for so many years. And I think I'm back to that point right now. But that was tough dealing with that because I didn't know if I was going to be able to come back.
Did you feel you came back too soon?
Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't think I was quite ready to come back, against Dallas on Thanksgiving Day, and I think it showed.
When you step on the Kingdome field this Sunday, is there any thought at all in your mind, this might be the last time I walk on the football field as a player?
You know, it does enter your mind, and it has the last couple of years, because you never know what the future is going to hold for you, with injury or you're going to be mentally tough enough to come back and play another season, or you're going to enjoy the competition and everything that's involved with it. It does enter your mind some.
It's hard to imagine this game without Marino. Without the kid from Pittsburgh, the one with the arm for the ages.
He brought us from behind so many times. They called him the man. And I guess he still is Dan the man.
Teenage heroics that still echo in empty locker rooms.
I used to open up the weight room around 7:30 in the morning. There'd be Dan Marino jumping rope for at least a half hour before I showed up on the scene.
The Dolphins select quarterback Dan Marino of Pittsburgh.
Super Bowl 19 is history, and the 49ers are the champions of professional football.
Plan to come back here?
I hope so. I hope we get another chance. You don't get here too often, so, you have to make the most of it when you get a chance to play in the Super Bowl, but hopefully we'll have another chance. Not achieving the one goal of winning a Super Bowl, I think, is a disappointment from my personal standpoint, because I would really like to know what that feels like, to be in a Super Bowl and win.
Can you walk away from the game one day without that being achieved and feel comfortable with your career?
I'm comfortable with my career right now, regardless, and I think I was, 3, 4, 5 years ago, and I haven't achieved that yet. I could be happy with my career, but there would always be that little thing missing, I think.
And there he is in Seattle. And Craig, I have to say this, it's not that the arm is weak, it's the legs. The legs he throws off of, they're tired. A strong hunch here, this would be his last game should they lose today.
The guy hasn't lost his talent. He's lost the ability to do it week in and week out, Randy. I think his legs have gone on him. He's still got the brain, though. I think he can still throw the ball and needs to have a big day.
Well, I think Damon Heward, if they have to throw it to win, it's the guy to do it. And in this game, Kitna and Marino won't win it with their arm, but they sure as heck could lose it.
The NFL Today will continue in just a moment.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Thank you, Detroit! We love you!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by February 2nd and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
My dad was a coach at Georgia School for the Deaf. I grew up in an environment where deaf kids kind of adopted me in their culture. Thank all of you for coming to the camp today. When I first went to Merrill Lynch, I was very impressed with Steve Maloney. He was very easy to talk to, and he listened well. So it's important for all of us to listen well and to cooperate. Every day you're building your future.
I like competition. I want to make it to the Olympics, fly higher than 6'10", get a higher education and learn more about life, see places my dad told me about. I want to show people that I can fix anything, listen to a CD of my own music, make my own decisions, make myself known, be a hero to someone.
You have plans. Let the Air Force help you get them off the ground.
I want to ride a motorcycle across the desert.
Great day in the morning. What once was lost now is found.
I thought these were extinct.
That's what they said about the coelacanth.
A full-size spare, just one of over 40 features now standard on the Volkswagen Jetta.
It's a prehistoric fish. Disappeared over 10,000 years ago, and they caught one off the coast of Madagascar. Coelacanth.
J'avais mon permis, tous mes formulaires étaient remplis, et ce type me fait poireauter encore 30 minutes. Excuse me. Mais c'est dingue. Alors je dis, c'est pas ça bien servir un client. Je suis peut-être pas un top modèle. Oh non, mais tu pourrais, tu sais. Hein. Mais j'estime que j'ai le droit d'être servi correctement.
Excusez-moi.
J'aimerais faire un achat.
Enfin bon, tu vois, tout ce qu'il faut faire pour avoir...
Want to improve customer service? We can show you how.
America Online users. For complete football coverage, click on the Sports channel on America Online. Or just enter keyword CBS Sportsline.
Game time approaches. Again, the home team has won all 3 times so far in the playoffs. Craig, you've got first pick.
All right, I'm going first. I'm going to say Miami is going to ding Seattle. That way I got both sides.
I'm on green. Joey Galloway, big plays, and the defense of Seattle scores. Seattle wins.
I like Sam Adams for the defense. He started a fight in practice, trying to find that emotion. Seattle wins with Sam Adams.
That's an official pick for you for Seattle. But, folks, I think that Marino relishes this role today. I'm taking Miami to win today. Coming up is the AFC wildcard game. The Dolphins and the Seahawks. Greg and Phil all set to call it for you. We'll see you back here on the NASDAQ Halftime Report. Enjoy.
What the heck? I'm both plays.
See why family law has become the drama to watch on Monday night.
We're gonna get your kids back.
All new episodes begin CBS Monday.
For now and again, the address is CBS.
There's nothing better on a cold morning than a freshly baked Dunkin' Donuts value combo. Except maybe winning a trip to Universal Studios Islands of Adventure in Orlando. Live the adventure as you explore a land of dinosaurs at Jurassic Park. Test your courage on Marvel's Superhero Island. You'll fly MetroJet by U.S. Airways. So stop by Dunkin' Donuts and enter to win today. And when you're here, try a delicious 2-donut and coffee combo, now just $1.99.
Notice anything different? The future is here at 12 News. Experience our exclusive digital difference video. It's cleaner, crisper, and faster. Brought to you through cutting-edge technology. Discover the digital difference of 12 News, where the news comes first.
Almost overnight, it became part of the landscape and changed everything. It made trips seem less like work, errands easier, the cottage closer. It was so comfortable it was like we never left home. And like home, there's still no place like it. Dodge Caravan, the most innovative, most imitated, most trusted, best-selling minivan ever. Get 0.9 financing for 60 months or $1,500 cash allowance on Dodge Caravan.
At McDonald's, we put a little extra zest into seasoning our new burger. And we go the extra mile with thick sliced tomato and fresh whole leaf lettuce. Why? Because it takes a lot of little extras to make the new Big Extra. Introducing our newest taste creation, the Big Extra. Where? Did somebody say McDonald's? And what goes great with the new Big Extra? A larger supersized Coca-Cola and the chance to win Boston Bruins season tickets and other great prizes in our Bruins Power Play Days pull and win game.
Discover the digital difference of 12 News.
CBS Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
You're striving to get to the top has to be in everyone's mind.
There's a difference in kind of being excited and actually believing. I think this team truly understands that we have a shot.
In Mike Holmgren's first year as Seahawks boss, he's injected an exciting never-say-die attitude. While Miami's boss tries to rally Super Bowl hopes around an aging superstar quarterback. Super Bowl coaches in a wild card weekend war. Next. not played host to an NFL postseason game since 1984. Today, at almost 24 years of age, the Kingdome and its 66,000 roaring fans will host what is quite likely the last football game to be played here. Welcome to the finale of Wild Card Weekend here in Seattle, where today the AFC West Division champion Seahawks will play host to the Miami Dolphins. Hi everyone, welcome to Seattle along with my partner Phil Simms. I'm Greg Gumbel. These teams look so much alike. They both began the season 8-2. They both finished the season losing 5 of their last 6, both 9-7, and both had to rely on someone else losing on the final day of the regular season in order to make the postseason. However, the similarities end there. Jimmy Johnson of the Miami Dolphins, we'll call him Mr. Conservative today.
Well, that's a good word. Jimmy Johnson's going to go back and be what his team was that made him 8-2. Play very conservative on offense. Run the football. Try not to make mistakes and put the game into the hands of your defense. That's the strength of the Miami Dolphins. See if they can win the game today.
By contrast, Mike Holmgren and the Seattle Seahawks are looking to their quarterback to light it up today.
Well, he says playoff games are about stars. And when you talk about stars in a playoff game, you always got to talk about your quarterback. Jon Kitna, make good decisions, throw the football well. And then your star running back, Ricky Waters, not 100% last week, not 100% today, but he says he's got to go after and make things happen. And on defense, something different today. Inside, Cortez Kennedy and Sam Adams, the 2 tackles, they have a chance to be the difference in the game today. Push the pile, try to get in Dan Marino's face, and make him make some mistakes.
The Miami Dolphins are in the postseason for the 3rd consecutive season. For the Seattle Seahawks, first time since 1988. The winners move on and the losers go home. Starting lineups and the opening kickoff from Seattle right after this.
Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3, dominate!
Shannon Sharp, please, has always talking trash.
You're paying, baby!
He's always trying to get inside your head.
Seahorn, you don't know your elbows from your...
And sometimes, he can get downright nasty.
I bet you pay transaction fees on your mutual funds. Your mama pays full commission. You know how to calculate a P/E ratio?
When we created a smarter kind of investment firm,
How diversified is your portfolio?
we created a smarter kind of investor.
You can't even spell Dow Jones. Okay, guys, let's get this right. To calculate a P/E ratio, you divide the stock price.
So in conclusion, I'd like to thank you, shareholders, for taking the time to attend.
Excuse me.
Yes.
This is Mr. Matambo. Looking at your annual report, page 16, can you explain the implications of floating your long-term debt in a potentially inflationary economy?
When we created a smarter kind of investment firm,
Do you know anything about inventory valuation?
we created a smarter kind of investor.
The Seattle Kingdome scheduled for destruction just 2 months from now, but today, a very noisy site of today's postseason playoff game. Let's check in on the sidelines with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Boy, you bet, Greg. Coach Mike Holmgren told us they had a great week of practice, highlighted on Friday by quite a fight between Sam Adams and one of the centers and the backup on the practice squad. Certainly set the tone for the team. Mike, I'm with Mike Holmgren right now. Mike, certainly put your team in the right frame of mind on Friday with that fight.
I think so, Armin. You know, they love one another, but they got a little cranky, and it was probably something we needed.
Now, as far as this game, the big crowd, the pressure, what did you say to your team to prepare for it?
Well, I just told them it's a new season. A lot of these guys haven't been in the playoffs before. It's going to be a different football game. They have to play their best, but enjoy the experience.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Greg, back to you.
All right, Armin. Jimmy Johnson, head coach of the Miami Dolphins in his 4th year, 3 straight postseason appearances. A look at Cortez Kennedy on the sideline. Mike Holmgren, hired exactly 1 year ago yesterday to run the operation here in Seattle. The Seahawks, AFC Western Division champions, and in the postseason for the first time since '88. Seattle has won the toss. They've elected to receive. Deep are number 28, Kerry Joseph, number 31, Charlie Rogers, and we're underway. Short kick from the 9, it's Rogers. 25, 30, to the 33-yard line. Onto the field comes number 7, Jon Kitna, the 3rd-year quarterback out of Central Washington. Missed just 1 game this season. You see the touchdown passes, 3rd best in the AFC. A turnaround for him, as for the team, the last 6 games of the season. From the I formation, Ricky Waters gets outside over the 35 to the 37-yard line. A look at the Seattle offensive line. Walter Jones, Pete Kendall, Chris Gray, Brian Habib, and Grant Williams. Ricky Waters and Reggie Brown in the backfield, Derek Mays and Sean Dawkins, the wide receivers, and the tight end is Christian Foria.
Greg, we had a chance on Friday to watch the Seahawks practice in an offense. Of course, they want to keep it balanced, but a lot of plays where they're giving the receivers a chance to make double moves and go deep.
On 2nd and 5, Kitna goes down back at the original line of scrimmage. Rich Owens with 8.5 sacks in the regular season got to him. A look at the Miami starting D. Owens, Bowens, Darrell Gardner, and Jason Taylor up front. The linebackers, Derek Rogers, Pro Bowler Zach Thomas, and Robert Jones. The corners are Patrick Surtain and Sam Madison. The safeties, Brock Marion and Sean Wood. 3rd and 10. Kitna breaks out, throws, has a man open. Galloway, midfield and into Miami territory for a first down.
The coverage down the field was exceptional by the Miami Dolphins. The problem was the defensive line. They sell out. They don't keep Kitna in the pocket. And watch Joey Galloway. He's covered. He sees Kitna run out. He makes the adjustment. Good play by Joey Galloway. And Mike Holmgren, he wants Joey Galloway to get involved in the passing game more. It hasn't worked that well since he ended his holdout, but that's a good start to the game.
22-yard pickup. Ricky Waters on first down to the 41-yard line. Zach Thomas with the stop. Ricky Waters, off of a 5th straight 1,000-yard rushing season in the 6th of his 9-year career, has been the heart of the ground game, and you see that brace on his right knee. He's been trying to come back from a sprained right knee ligament, and Mike Holmgren liked what he saw in practice this week.
Well, he said he's not 100%, but who cares? You got to go and you got to make it work.
Waters again, and met just as he crossed the 40-yard line by Zach Thomas. You'd have to say Zach Thomas is already active today.
Well, Zach Thomas is fired up, and I'll tell you a couple reasons why. Because the Dolphins, they're going to try to win this game with their defense. There he is in the middle, does a good job of studying the other team, what they're going to do, stays in position and makes the hit. But he thinks playing the Seattle offense today, a couple things. One, he thinks if they pressure Jon Kitna, he'll make a mistake, and he says watch the quarterback when he throws. He has a tendency to stare down his receivers.
4 wide receivers on 3rd and 4. Kitna, far side. It is incomplete and almost picked off by number 24, Jerry Wilson.
Well, I got to say, after a few passing plays by the Seahawks, this looks like the Miami defense of old. In the past few weeks, they've been giving up a lot of big passing plays, but so far today, they are running with the receivers all over. Good job that time by Jerry Wilson.
On to kick for Seattle is Jeff Fiegels, the 12th-year veteran out of Miami. Deep is O.J. McDuffie, who has been bothered in recent weeks by a sprained big toe. Fiegels looks for the coffin corner. Deep into Miami territory. 36-yard punt with no return. And when we come back, Dan Marino will start with his back to the end zone.
Get your hands up! Get your hands up! Go, 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 go! Thank you, Detroit! We love you!
Detroit was last night.
Want to get away? Now you can. Fly Southwest Airlines coast to coast for $99 or less when you purchase tickets by February 2nd and travel Tuesday, Wednesday, and Saturday.
You are now free to move about the country.
In 1984, two computer scientists envisioned the impossible, a seamless network of computer networks. They invented the router, and Cisco Systems was born. Today, virtually all internet traffic travels across Cisco equipment, now directing millions of messages a day. And Cisco will be there as web users soar to over 300 million by the year 2002. Where do you learn about companies so integrated into the future? Exactly. NASDAQ, the stock market for a digital world.
You know, running your own business is not as glamorous as you think. It takes sacrifice, discipline. If you don't deliver, someone else will.
Okay, can we go now?
Sure.
Self-employment, the next big thing from Mitchell Lee. LS, the next big thing from Saturn. More room, better performance, really dependable.
An innocent man condemned. A killer still at large.
You want to reopen the investigation?
Now the manhunt has just begun.
It's not too late.
All new JAG, CBS Tuesday.
Back in the Seattle Kingdome, the Dolphins will have to start from their own 4-yard line in hostile territory of what is one of the noisiest stadiums in the National Football League. Dan Marino's numbers as he looks over the defense and starts from the shotgun. The handoff to Pritchett, and Pritchett gets nowhere to run. Look at Jimmy Johnson's offense. Up front, Richmond Webb, Mark Dixon, Tim Ruddy, Kevin Gogan, and James Brown. With Marino in the backfield, J.J. Johnson and Stanley Pritchett. Aronde Gadsden and Tony Martin, the wide receivers. Hunter Goodwin is the tight end, filling in for Troy Drayton, who has not yet recovered from arthroscopic knee surgery. Second and 10, J.J. Johnson. Nothing there. Number 98, Sam Adams, was there waiting for him at the line of scrimmage. A look at the Seahawk defense. Sinclair, Adams, Kennedy, and Philip Daniels make an awesome front four. Darren Smith, Anthony Simmons, and Chad Brown are the linebackers. The corners, Sean Springs and Willie Williams, Jay Bellamy and Darrell Williams are the safeties. 3rd and 11, and watch the crowd get into this one. Marino goes under center. Johnson, nothing there, maybe a yard, and they'll kick it away.
Jimmy Johnson said, don't be surprised today if we do a lot of running on 3rd and long, because don't take a chance. Don't let the noise, their defensive line, be the difference in the game, especially early. Kerry Josephs, number 28 on the tackle that time. Really not a bad series for the Miami Dolphins, no mistake.
Charlie Rogers, number 1 in the NFL in punt returns, is back at his 37. Midfield. And brought down at the 48-yard line of the Dolphins. We'll take a timeout, and when we come back, excellent field position for the Seattle Seahawks.
Stay on the line, take 6.
Please stay on the line.
Cut.
Please stay on the line.
Take 31.
Please stay on the line.
No. Could you add a smile to please?
A smile?
Yes. These people have been waiting a long time. Have a little sympathy.
Please stay on the line.
It doesn't sound sincere. Do your business.
Your business is important to us. Your business is important to us.
Put a beat in between business and is.
Your business is important to us.
We need more empathy.
There's an easier way to improve customer service.
Am I alone in this?
We can show you how.
We care.
Its power creates night and day, unifies man and woman, joins stars and stripes. It's called the power of and. with it, Cadillac is fusing design and technology, creating vehicles that will truly transport you. The power of and, the fusion of design and technology. Cadillac.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of the Super Bowl. IBM, are you ready for e-business? And by Budweiser, delivered fresh daily from our local brewery near you.
Back in Seattle, and these beautiful aerial shots of the Kingdome on a great day here in January are provided by Southwest Airlines. From the 47-yard line of the Miami Dolphins, Kitna and the Seahawks back to work. Galloway in motion and Kitna to throw. Time over the middle, Galloway, and that's incomplete. Zach Thomas was there to break it up.
It's broken up by number 54, Zach Thomas. Thomas gets ready.
Well, it's a nice job by Zach Thomas. You see Zach Thomas all the time inside making those tackles, but watch Joey Galloway go up the field, makes the end cut. Good job by Zach Thomas, turning right around at the same time, makes the play. I think that's what makes him a Pro Bowl linebacker, is the fact he can stop the run, but he does such a good job in the passing game covering the middle of the field.
Waters back to the line of scrimmage, and maybe 2 on the play.
You know, Greg, we've had a chance over the last few weeks to talk to the Miami Dolphins, some of their players, and some of their defensive players have said to us, why did we ever change the way we were playing? Basic defense, run the ball on offense. It got them to 8-2. Well, their spirits were lifted this week when Jimmy Johnson came in and told the team, this is how we're going to play this game. Offense, here's what we're going to do. You're not going to be real happy with that, but defense is in your hands, and it really picked up the spirits of all the defensive players.
Zach Thomas was absolutely ecstatic about it last night when the Dolphins arrived. Kitna over the middle. That's complete. Mike Pritchard gets enough for the first down to the 34-yard line.
Well, in football games, there's always, you test the other team. So the Miami Dolphins, Jon Kitna, young quarterback, watch the blitz come from this side. It's picked up. Wide open over the middle. Mike Pritchard. So now the Seahawks have answered one question. We know how to handle that blitz. Do you have any more?
12-yard pickup makes it first down at the 33-yard line of the Dolphins. The fake to Waters, deep, and incomplete in the end zone. The pass intended for Sean Dawkins, who was looking for a flag and didn't get one.
Well, there's Mike Holmgren. Greg, we had a chance, and it was kind of exciting. Friday, we got a chance to go in and watch them practice, and we've been to how many practices this year? 20-some. You watch the team. Well, a lot of them, it seems like. But it was, you have to admit, it was different when we watched them practice. The energy, the excitement, and some players being a little testy, too. A fight broke out. Fun to watch.
Kitna rolls this time. Throwing over the middle. Has his man complete. Inside the 25-yard line is Mike Pritchard, and that's another first down.
Well, that's a new play I haven't seen from the Seahawks. This Miami team, they can rush the passer. So give them some different looks. Jon Kitna rolling out. Look at that. Rich Owens is unblocked, but Mike Pritchard coming across the middle against the grain makes it tough for the defense to cover.
Line of scrimmage is the 16-yard line. And so off the great field position from the punt. Seahawks have moved deep into Miami territory. 13 consecutive scores in the red zone. On the screen, Waters to the 10, to the 8-yard line.
Well, Mike Holmgren, and he runs his so-called West Coast offense. That's what he does. The one thing he likes in it, he likes to throw some screens. That time, 4 receivers were to the right side of the field. The only person to the left was Ricky Waters coming out of the backfield, and only the speed of Miami's defense stopped that from being a touchdown.
As we come up on 2.5, or rather on 7 minutes to play here in the first quarter, this drive chewing up some time. Waters, nowhere to go, no place to turn the corner on the right side as Sean Wooden came up for the stop. One thing that we're used to is we've seen these Seattle Seahawks practice earlier in the year was they practiced with a lot of noise in their bubble, and that was missing on Friday. There's a reason for that. Apparently some of the neighbors of the Seattle Seahawks in Kirkland, Washington.
Yeah, we were out here, I don't know, quite a few weeks ago. The noise was so loud in their bubble. I didn't know if I wanted to go in and watch practice with the noise, and thank God the neighbors complained.
4 wide receivers on 3rd down. Straight drop for Kitna, end zone, touchdown. 9 yards to Sean Dawkins.
Well, Sean Dawkins matched up against Terrell Buckley that time, and Jimmy Johnson says every week, Terrell Buckley, teams are going to pick on him, but that time it wasn't his guy. He lets him go inside. The safety, Brock Marion, lets him run by him before he notices Sean Dawkins coming inside.
Dawkins, 7 touchdown catches on the season. Todd Peterson. Now 33 for 33 on extra points this season. And with 6:18 to play here in the first quarter, Sean Dawkins and the Seattle Seahawks are up 7.
They always do that? Nah, they usually go for 2.
My dad was a coach at Georgia School for the Deaf. I grew up in an environment where deaf kids kind of adopted me in their culture. Thank all of you for coming to the camp today. When I first went to Merrill Lynch, I was very impressed with Steve Malone. He was very easy to talk to, and he listened well. So it's important for all of us to listen well and to cooperate. Every day you're building your future.
The most watched new drama of the season is back with all new episodes.
When I'm on the bench fighting for kids, it's because of you. That's my daughter.
All new Judging Amy, CBS Tuesday.
You are watching CBS Sports, home of the most comprehensive network coverage of the PGA Tour.
Nothing wrong with the way Jon Kitna is throwing the football early on here. 47-yard drive for the Seattle Seahawks, culminating in the touchdown pass. Marion and Wilson are deep. This will be Brock Marion from the 3. Running room up the middle, 30, 35, to midfield before he's dragged down from behind by Jay Bellamy.
Brock Marion returns the kickoff.
48-yard return, and we talked about field position on the last drive by the Seahawks. Miami has some now.
.2000 Seville STS. More than just a pretty face. Enhanced with Stabilitrack 2.0, it handles superbly on dry roads, wet roads, and outperforms BMW, Lexus, and Mercedes-Benz. On ice. Seville STS, sleek styling and powerful control. The power of and, the fusion of design and technology. Cadillac.
So I got off the elevator and said, what is this, the 7th inning stretch? American Express.
Lovely.
Let's do the whole country. I'm a little light on the lingo.
Getting a full gainer down the front with me.
All right.
We've got Cornish pasties, bangers and mash, public sweet, and lovely Tonio.
That was a wicked googly. So I took a butcher's up the apples and pears and said, what is this, the tea interval? All over the world, you can do more with the American Express card.
guarantees earliest delivery to the most international cities. How? Let's just say we stop at nothing.
Buongiorno.
Il vostro pacchetto.
Grazie. Aspetti, è urgentissimo.
Nessun problema.
UPS, moving at the speed of business.
This week on The Late Show, Dave welcomes Regis Philbin, Harry Connick Jr., and Woody Harrelson. Monday, don't miss Kate Winslet and Ice Cube. Then catch Craig Kilborn.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Cadillac, the power of and, the fusion of design and technology, and by American Express.
Phil, let's go back to the touchdown and see what happened.
Well, let's take a look at the touchdown and see why he was so wide open. Sean Dawkins going to go to the back of the end zone. Watch the safety, Brock Marion. He's occupied by the inside receiver. So now there's nobody back in the middle of the field. Good design and excellent execution by Jon Kitna.
From the 49-yard line, Dan Marino to throw. That's complete. Inside the 40 to the 33-yard line is O.J. McDuffie for a first down. 17 yards, and that makes 17 total yards that the Dolphins have in this game now.
Well, getting O.J. McDuffie back in there for Dan Marino, that's that security blanket that all quarterbacks like to have. And we talked to Dan Marino last night about O.J. McDuffie. He says this guy is tough. He's a leader of our offense. He makes plays, and he knows how to run with the football after he makes the catch.
And has been sorely missed the last few weeks. J.J. Johnson across the 30-yard line, stopped by Darren Smith. Johnson, the rookie out of Mississippi State, and the Dolphins' second-round draft choice, has been hampered lately by a hamstring injury.
Well, you look back, one of the reasons why I think the Dolphins have kind of changed, back when they had Cecil Collins and J.J. Johnson, both of them healthy, it was a terrific little duel they had going. And they could run the football hard and then throw it when they wanted to. When the guys got hurt and Cecil Collins got in trouble, it changed his football team.
This time Johnson inside the 25 to the 22. J.J. was about ready to come back a week and a half ago and then went all out in practice trying to impress his coach. And Jimmy Johnson said, you know, he's got to learn when he can impress me and when he can't. And they lost him. And now J.J. comes trotting off the field.
Well, I got to say this about the Miami Dolphins game plan today. I like what they're going to try to do at the outset in this game. Take the crowd out of it. Run the football. Give your guys up front a chance to make the play.
They have been running the ball. 5 out of 6 offensive plays. Marino throws. That's inside the 20-yard line and complete to number 89, the tight end, Ed Perry.
Now, as I say that, you're probably going, well, they had 5 wide receivers. He's in the shotgun field. But the difference is it's first down, trying to catch Seattle off guard. So they're going to mix it up. Basically today, they want to try to be better. They scouted themselves. They need to throw the ball a little more on first down, run it more on second, and even be conservative sometimes and run it on third.
Marino 2 out of 2 for 20 yards. Johnson the lone back behind Marino on 2nd and 7. Johnson. Not much at all. Darren Smith along with help from Philip Daniels.
Now this Seahawk defense, they were confident coming in today's game. 2 guys inside, Cortez Kennedy and Sam Adams. Big, and I'll tell you what, that's a good job by the Miami offensive line getting on those 2. But the problem is you got to double team them. So that frees up the linebackers. But Mike Holmgren said we got to win this game on defense by the play of our defensive line.
Dolphins red zone offense no better than 23rd in the league. 4 wide receivers. Marino needs the 12-yard line for a first down. Time, throws, complete, and that'll be short of a first down. That ball has been whistled down. Tony Martin close to a first down.
Well, he's looked from here. It's a good yard short. I think Jimmy Johnson, he'll play this conservative and kick the field goal.
And just as you say that.
Yep, I'm 0 for 1 for the playoffs. Here we go. I'm really surprised at this. You know, you talk about playing a game, slowing it down, all those types of situations. That means you get a chance to kick a field goal, you take the field goal.
This Miami team has been lacking in confidence. Play clock down to 1, and now Marino has to call a timeout. Clock is stopped with 2:09 to play in the first quarter. They'll talk about it. We'll take this timeout.
I'm going with extra pickles.
Pickles? I hate pickles. Onions rule, man. Give me extra onions, no tomatoes.
Tomatoes are key. I mean, pickles and tomatoes are like the yin and yang of the Whopper.
Look, you get your yin and yang and leave my onions alone, okay?
Okay. But you're wrong.
Hey, it's just a choice.
Yeah, and you choose to be wrong.
Oh, I'm Mike.
And I'm Jack. And that's my Whopper. It's my Whopper, and it's my $2.
Shannonshire, please, has always talking trash.
You're paying, baby!
He's always trying to get inside your head.
Lehor, you don't know your elbows from your...
And sometimes, he can get downright nasty.
I bet you pay transaction fees on your mutual funds. Your mama pays full commission. You know how to calculate a PE ratio?
When we created a smarter kind of investment firm,
How diversified is your portfolio?
we created a smarter kind of investor.
You can't even spell Dow Jones. Woo! Okay, guys, let's get this right. To calculate a PE ratio, you divide the stock price.
Drive the car. Get the football. Go to Oldsmobile.com. Test drive a new Oldsmobile. Get a personally autographed Dan Marino, Jerry Rice, or Boomer Esiason football. Go to Oldsmobile.com. Drive the car. Get the football.
See why family law has become the drama to watch on Monday night.
We're gonna get your kids back.
All new episodes begin CBS Monday.
During the timeout, Jimmy Johnson has changed his mind. Olindo Mare, who set an NFL record with 39 field goals this season, will attempt one from 32 yards out. And it's good. 2:05 to play here in the first quarter. And the Dolphins put 3 on the board. 7-3 Seattle.
Wake up to the thrill of Mach 3, the first triple blade razor. You take one stroke, it takes 3. For the closest shave in fewer strokes with less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette. Now, wake up and win one of 1,000 prizes instantly, including a vacation of your dreams, a BMW Z3 lease, or a Sony home entertainment system. See store displays or specially marked packs for details. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Now take a journey to a beautiful, happy place. And Debbie, where are you? In a beautiful garden. Brad?
I'm on a sandy beach.
Richard?
I'm at my computer trading stocks on Ameritrade for $8. $8? Flat rate? $8. I'm off the beach. I'm trading stocks.
Chant with the freedom Ameritrade brings.
Trading with Ameritrade is very relaxing.
You think you have a sibling rivalry? How do you think Dolphins quarterback Damon Huard and his brother Seahawks quarterback Brock Huard feel? Find out on NFL.com. Sibling rivalry?
Well, Damon played a little practical joke on his brother Brock this week. Maybe we'll get a chance to tell him later.
Joseph and Rogers. This is Charlie Rogers from the 7. 25, 30, out to the 34, almost the 35-yard line. Dwight Hollier with the tackle, and we go down to Armin Catane.
Thanks, Greg. You know, Sean Dawkins had that first touchdown, but early in the season, he only had 15 catches in the first 5 games. He remembered something that his mother said, Sharon Ray, who died last May at the age of 52 after a long bout of lung cancer. She had raised Sean from the age of 2 all alone. Her last words were to him, keep your head up, don't let things get you down, fight through the adversity. He ends up with 58 catches and a career high 992, a season dedicated to his mother. Greg, back to you.
You bet, Armin. It has been a terrific first season here in Seattle for Sean Dawkins. Ricky Waters, left side, tripped up just across the 30-yard line, and we have a penalty marker down. And we have a player down at the 35. A Seattle Seahawk holding his knee, and that's Brian Habib, the 12-year veteran. Penalty will be against Seattle. Our referee today is Tony Correnti.
Illegal formation, offense, wide receiver stepped to the line of scrimmage, covered up an eligible receiver. The penalty is declined, second down.
Loss of yardage on the play, so it'll be second down, but Brian Habib is still on his back. And Mike Holmgren with more than just passing interest in this. Habib, 5 years in Minnesota, 5 more in Denver, and his second here in Seattle.
Well, let's see if we can see what happens to Brian Habib, number 68. Goes down for the cut. Can't tell.
Habib walking off field, and that's good news.
Well, that'll make the coach happy. Mike Holmgren always concerned about his offensive line, especially the right side, a little thin in that area. So to lose one of those starters, especially when you're going against a team like the Dolphins, who are pretty good up front.
Number 63, Frank Beatty, has come onto the field and is inserted into the offensive line. 2nd and 12. Kitna going to come deep down the side. Joey Galloway, and it's incomplete. Terrell Buckley was there, and in fact, Galloway turned into defensive back to break up the interception.
Well, that's something Jimmy Johnson said to us. I kind of said it earlier on the touchdown. That was not Terrell Buckley's fault. But when he comes up and lines up with the receiver right on the line of scrimmage, everybody, when they throw it down the field, they are going to test Terrell Buckley out first. He has a tendency. Jimmy Johnson says this guy has a tendency to gamble, take chances. That creates big plays over him. But also, he said, when he's desperate and he is scared, he plays his best. And he said he was scared coming to this game today.
Seahawks looking to go 3 for 3 on 3rd down, scrambling. Kitna looks, throws, complete. Reggie Brown. Brown to the 40-yard line, but that's going to be short of a first down.
Short of the first down, and on 4th down and 4 yards to go.
Good job again by the Miami defense, pressuring the quarterback. They're getting a good push, and they were telling us last night they want to make Jon Kitna make a few quick decisions because they believe young quarterback, first playoff start, he'll make a big mistake.
Fiegels kicks to Nate Jacquet. Jacquet from the 15. And is buried at the 23-yard line. Joey Elam's led the charge after the 44-yard punt. And while we have a moment, Monday on CBS, sit back, grab a cigar, and let the games begin. The King of Queens is throwing the wildest bachelor party you've ever seen. It's an all-new King of Queens Monday here on CBS. Nice view of the Kingdome.
$50 G.I. Joe's gift certificate. So be watching.
Yeah, but it's cold out there today, Greg. We're coming in today, the wind's blowing, it's chilly, and Greg says, boy, I'm glad the game's inside. Me too.
43 seconds to play here in the first quarter. Pritchett and J.J. Johnson behind Marino, who operates from his own 23. J.J. Johnson across the 25 to the 27-yard line. The kind of production Jimmy Johnson wants to see on first down.
You know, Greg, let's just talk real quick about what Jimmy Johnson, how he's approaching the game. And he outlined it to us last night. And I go, Coach, why did you ever change? You were 8-2. It was working well. You were happy with it. I'd even asked him the questions before. And he says, I don't know. He says, you know, Phil, you sit over there sometimes and you look behind the center, you see Dan Marino. That's the candy store, and it's sweet, and you want some of it. So we let him throw the ball sometimes, too many times, and it costs us. Big mistakes that cost us games.
Johnson, running room across the 30 to the 34-yard line, and as the first quarter winds down, that appears to be enough for a Miami first down. We've played the first 15 minutes of this wild card matchup here in the Seattle Kingdome. Seahawks lead it 7-3. Back for the start of the second quarter in just a moment.
Buzz Aldrin and I don't take the same approach to investing. I like trading at home. Buzz trades from far away. Gotcha. We do, however, share the same new way to trade online.
Introducing Power Street by Fidelity, with the tools you need to trade your way, whether online, two-way pager, or the new Palm 7 handheld computer.
And you don't have to be a rocket scientist to use it.
Speak for yourself, Bob.
Power Street at Fidelity.com. Online trading gets personal.
The Matrix. Buy it today on DVD. At the movies, it amazed you. On DVD, it's astounding. You'll see special features with endless possibilities. Whoa. The Matrix. Buy it today on DVD.
To prove the power of interstate batteries, today I'm racing the family cruiser with my family. Joe and Norm are catching a few rays, and looky there, my wife's getting a full makeover.
Interstate, the official battery of the family car.
Flip.
What if your car slips off the road in Slippery Rock? Or you need the name of a mechanic in Mechanicsville? Well, if your car is insured by State Farm, just look up the local State Farm agent. Almost anywhere you travel, whether it's a big metropolis or just a little one, a good neighbor is always nearby to help. So if your car gets stolen in Thief River Falls, or you have some trouble in Paradise, hey, don't worry about it. State Farm is there.
Monday. Doug's throwing a bachelor bash.
Hey, how about some music?
Stereo's broken.
Okay, thank you.
But is he the best man for the job?
Strippers here, strippers here. Trying to keep this thing going and you show up with that?
I'm starting to agree with the Italian fella. This is going to blow.
An all-new King of Queens. CBS Monday.
Pretty pictures on the outside, lots of noise on the inside as we start the second quarter. First down, Marino to throw. Going to throw it down the side. Penalty marker flies as the pass is intended for Tony Martin. Sean Springs was covering it.
All-out blitz by the Seattle Seahawks defense.
Special birthday wish for a special fan, Mama Blue.
Now, this is something that's a little different from Miami's offense today. Seeing how the Seahawks blitz.
Holding. Defense, number 24. 5-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
Because when they blitz, watch them, here they come, all the linebackers. When they blitz, it's man-to-man coverage down the field. You see Sean Springs, oh, and you can see the hold. He's got that jersey against Tony Martin. But what that means, it lets Dan Marino see the blitz. He can take his time. He knows it's man coverage. He can get rid of the football quick.
Double tight end setup, and the give is to J.J. Johnson across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. I want to remind you, coming up on the NASDAQ Halftime Report, Jim Nance, Craig James, Randy Cross, Jerry Glanville with first half highlights, a complete look at the playoff picture, and an interview with that magical duo from Tennessee, Frank Wycheck and Kevin Dyson, coming up on the NASDAQ Halftime Report.
Hey, Greg, we talked about it during the commercial break. It was a good first quarter for both teams. Seattle because they scored, but really for the Miami Dolphins, they withstood the barrage, the emotional outburst by the Seahawks, and it's only 7-3.
That doesn't get back to the line of scrimmage. J.J. Johnson is stuffed by the charge, led by Cortez Kennedy.
Well, Cortez Kennedy and Sam Adams, two big guys on the inside. Cortez, number 96, coming down the line. Look at that. Just keep hustling, go down the line, follow out your assignment, then you can make plays. This Seahawk defense, it has struggled this year, number 23 in the NFL, because players do not play the system.
You see right there, Cortez Kennedy's first appearance in 10 years. There may not be a more popular figure in Seattle this week than Tez. 4 wide receivers for Dan Marino. Throws complete at midfield to O.J. McDuffie. And that'll be close to a first down.
O.J. helping out. That's nice of him to help the official out. But again, Dan Marino catch the ball. Noise, big pass rush, get rid of the football quickly, and he finds his man in the middle always, O.J. McDuffie. But Greg, we talk about the noise. If you watched Buffalo and Tennessee play yesterday, Buffalo almost lost the game in the first half just because of crowd noise. You can tell the noise has died down a little in here some. The Dolphins, what they're doing, trying to keep the crowd out of it.
At midfield, Marino with a deep drop, throwing down the middle, has a man open, and it's incomplete. Tony Martin had the secondary beat. And Marino wants a call in the backfield.
Well, Dan Marino said we're going to take some chances on first down and go down the field. They do it this time, and he has Tony Martin open just about 1 foot too far. Now, Dan Marino, I don't think he saw the ball land. He's going, oh, you're kidding me. It didn't catch it? Because if that football left his hand, a quarterback usually knows that throw was perfect in his eyes.
First incomplete pass thrown by Marino today. Up the middle, J.J. Johnson to the 45. And Darrell Williams with the stop.
But just to go back one more time about the crowd noise, and we talk about Jimmy Johnson, things that you tried to eliminate it with. Run the ball more, slow the game down, don't put your quarterback in a shotgun formation all the time on 3rd and longs, because the defense, they know it's going to be a solid snap, so they watch the center. The center yells to the offensive line, and they go, 1001, go. They don't even have to watch the football, so take away some of the advantages the Seahawks defense has with the crowd noise.
J.J. Johnson cut down at the 45-yard line. Chad Brown and Darrell Williams with the stop, and Miami will be forced to kick.
Now the Dolphins are going to be upset here because they had the perfect play on. The Seahawks come 3 down linemen. When they do that, it's going to be a blitz most time. Look at the blitz. Nobody out there, and all of a sudden the speed catches up. And look at the Dolphin coaches. They're all upset because they had the play called to make something big out of it.
Hutton kicks to Charlie Rogers. Bounces out of bounds. And it'll be Seattle ball when we come back at 11:28 to play here in the first half.
Sickness, the final frontier. Rice?
You got it.
Thank you. Boils. The train's coming into the station. It's just not stopping. That's the one. Anything for that?
Yahtzee!
See you next week. Even at the drugstore, you can do more with the American Express card. All right, Kowalski, Russo, O'Brien, the rest of you. Maybe next week. Pipe down!
Oh my God.
How long until it reaches Earth?
Rated PG-13.
It's a fact. A Whopper has 40 grams of fat. But Subway has 7 delicious sandwiches with 6 grams of fat or less. To burn off those extra grams of fat, you'd have to do 1,785 jumping jacks. Subway, it's the way a sandwich should be.
It's kind of like surf food as opposed to Mexican food. We're actually in the back of our main corporate office.
Dad was our original investor into the company.
He goes, this is my retirement money you guys are playing with, so make it count.
Now that we're growing, what we ran into is a lot of red tape.
And that's why I leave all the banking to my little brother Mingo. See, he's got the short area.
That's where Merrill Lynch has stepped up. Dom and Merrill have been real important.
They saw past the shorts and t-shirts.
Where else in the world can a Chinese guy sell Mexican food? If this isn't the American dream, I don't know what is.
Is Ray's brother hiding a secret?
Robert's not gay. He's a policeman.
One of those village people was a policeman.
Don't ask and don't tell. An all-new Raymond, CBS Monday.
Well, the Dolphins have wanted to balance things out today. They have done that. The Seahawks getting all their mileage through the air. Brian Habib is back on the field for the Seahawks and back at his right guard position, number 68. First down for Seattle. Kitna's going to give it to Ricky Waters, running room right side. Ball is loose on the ground, but it is blown down or signaled down, so that's no fumble.
Ruled down, no replay, can't challenge it, but Jon Kitna changed the play at the line of scrimmage, and it was a good job. Brock Marion comes up and makes the tackle. Ricky Waters succeed, hit, made him go to the ground, ball comes out, no fumble.
You know, you're talking about that noise just a little while ago. It was funny. We asked Jimmy Johnson, do you practice with noise? He goes, no, that's annoying.
Oh, that stuff's annoying. My coaches can't coach when I have all that noise piped into my practices, and I agree.
Waters stuffed up by the middle of the Dolphin defense. Rich Owens was there.
Well, see, we're kind of getting back to what we saw earlier in the year with this Miami team. Play a little conservative and safe on offense, punt it down. Now they got field position on their side, and the defense, of course, can be a little more aggressive, make things happen, and just watch them today. Playoff atmosphere and all that I know, but the Dolphin defense seems to be reacting and a little faster than I've seen in the last few weeks.
You see how far Kitna has to go for a first down. Quick pass, far side, complete. Pritchard gets out of bounds, but not before he gets the first down.
Well, nice job by Jon Kitna. Really a good throw. Oh, he picks up a couple yards, but he puts it on the line to the outside shoulder, lets Pritchard catch it and fall forward first for the first down. Now, you know, Kitna's got to be careful. If he keeps throwing to Mike Pritchard, the other receivers are going to get their feelings hurt, and they'll get upset.
On first down, Ricky Waters right up the middle for a couple. And, you know, Mike Holmgren was telling us, yeah, he's got to be wary of these feelings of the wide receivers.
Yeah, he does. If one guy doesn't catch enough passes, they all, well, coach him, I'm still the man. He goes, you're the man. Just relax. And he says it's really hilarious dealing with them all. If you correct them in practice or yell at them, their feelings get hurt. He says, hey, look, I still love you. Come on, what are we doing here? So it's really quite funny to listen to the whole scenario, especially how it changed when Joey Galloway came in.
Kitna over the middle, complete. Out across the 35 is Reggie Brown out of the backfield, and that's a first down.
Reggie Brown.
Nice job by Jon Kitna. Good read. Nice short pass. Watch Reggie Brown come out, come underneath the coverage. The tight end goes up the field. Look at it. Clears out the middle. Good timing. You know, it doesn't look like that hard of a throw or nothing special, but the quarterback and the receiver, you got to be like a machine when you do those type of plays, because any type of mistake, ball goes in the air, it's going to be intercepted.
Joey Galloway back on the field now. Kitna with all kinds of time and throws down the middle and overthrows everyone except Brock Marion. Marion back to the 20, the 30, the 40, and out of bounds.
Well, Jon Kitna, I was going to say, first playoff game, who wants to hear that cliche? He can't deal with the pressure and all that, but this was not a good decision. Just an excellent job by Brock Marion chasing the long pass down. Dolphins football.
What is the value of victory? What makes success so sweet? At American General, we help over 12 million people every day live the lives they've imagined. With retirement services, life insurance, consumer loans, and whether they have big dreams or little dreams, the real victory is seeing their dreams come true. American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined.
What if your car knew you, anticipated your needs, and then reacted to meet them? What if it could adjust to how long your legs are? What if it could help protect you in an accident with sensors that know where your seat's positioned and the severity of the crash, so the front airbags can react to you? It's time to stop wondering what if. Introducing the new 2000 Ford Taurus with the advanced personal safety system.
Ooh, look, Howie, your favorite. Miss, how can this cost more than $1? It's a piece of rope.
You can't get anything for $1 these days.
I get a 20-minute call for only 99 cents.
Have you been standing near the catnip?
Oh, he's talking about 10-10-220. It's only 99 cents for all calls up to 20 minutes and just 7 cents a minute after that.
All day, every day.
That's cheap.
Oh, yeah. And the best part is no monthly fees. No monthly fees.
Good. Those can be very irritating.
Dial 10-10-220.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by American General Financial Group. Live the life you've imagined. 10-10-220. And by Original Coors. Expect more from an original. Original Coors.
Back in Seattle a few moments ago, wouldn't you have liked to have heard part of that conversation?
Well, it looks pretty controlled. I think Jon Kitna says it all. I believe watching the play when he first let it go, he was probably just trying to throw the football away, but man, these NFL defensive backs, they can run. And Brock Marion made a really wonderful catch on the interception.
Just under 8.5 minutes to play. Marino to throw, and it is incomplete. Intended for Stanley Pritchett out of the backfield. Let's go back to the interception.
Well, let's just take a look at it and see what happens. Here's Sean Dawkins at the top. Watch Brock Marion. He's the one that makes the interception. Good position, really good position by the defensive back staying underneath the receivers. And man, he is flying. Makes a one-handed catch with his right hand. Watch this.
Oh, that's a great job by Brock Marion.
Very nice. Jon Kitna has a strong arm, but couldn't outthrow the coverage.
On second down, the screen. J.J. Johnson tripped up and falls down back at the 37-yard line.
Losing 4 yards, dropped to the 37.
Cortez Kennedy being disruptive as usual.
Well, the defensive line and the fact that J.J. Johnson probably not 100%, just tough to execute these plays sometimes, and I cannot see him being tripped. Looks like the AstroTurf just got him.
Well, there's nothing like being sore and having not played much, and then Cortez Kennedy and all 310 pounds of him landing on you. Here comes the crowd. Marino over the middle, incomplete. They're looking for a penalty marker, which doesn't come. Darrell Williams, number 33, appeared to hit McDuffie long before the ball got there.
Well, I thought he got there a little early, and let's watch it as he comes across the middle. Nice route, and the hit. Well, I'll tell you this. Watch Darrell Williams. He goes in the front. He's making a play for the football. That's a good no call.
Hunt lofts this one to Charlie Rogers from the 15. Oh, it is decked just as he crossed the 20-yard line. Robert Jones, number 52, just put the wood to it. 8-yard return.
To me, this isn't a hobby or even a sport. It's an obsession. So if I can't get out to this exact spot at this exact time of year, I may as well be bowling.
Get out there in expedition from your Ford outfitter. Outfitting you with the most far-reaching sport utilities on Earth. Ford Outfitters. No boundaries.
J'avais mon permis, tous mes formulaires étaient remplis, et ce type me fait poireauter encore 30 minutes.
Excuse me.
Mais c'est dingue. Alors je dis, je passe ça bien servir un client. Je suis peut-être pas un top modèle. Ah non, mais tu pourras, tu sais. Hein. Mais j'estime que j'ai le droit d'être servi correctement.
Excusez-moi. J'aimerais faire une achat.
Enfin bon, tu vois, tout ce qu'il faut faire pour avoir.
Want to improve customer service? We can show you how.
After a devastating high school football injury, he was forced to play his entire football career without a ligament in his left knee. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, don't you need to have a ligament in your knee to be able to play pro football? Well, evidently not.
Expect more from an original. Original Coors. Brewed a mile high.
My beer? It's got to be original.
Gotta get this win. Must win. Do or die, sink or swim. Strength from within can never bend. Feel me?
You are watching CBS Sports.
What a journey it's been.
Home of the U.S. Open.
Well, tonight on CBS, it's the People's Choice Awards, honoring your favorites in TV, movies, and music. Don Johnson and Cheech Marin host this star-filled event. Find out who, other than Phil Simms, will be the People's Choice tonight on CBS. You may have guessed I just threw that in.
Yeah, you ad-lib. Is that what they call that?
I think so.
That was a wonderful job.
On first down, Kitna spins away from the rush and throws incomplete out here to the near side. Zach Thomas, who told us last night he'll be doing a little more blitzing than he normally does.
Yeah, Zach had that little smile on his face last night. We're going to play some defense, and yeah, I'm going to blitz up the middle on Kitna. Let's watch him as he comes up. Zach Thomas, 54, picks the right hole. Oh, Ricky Waters misses him. and he's going to be upset at the fact that he missed a good shot on Jon Kitna.
Yep, you can tell. 2nd and 10. This time the give is to Waters. And Zach Thomas catches up with him at about the 29-yard line.
Well, it's a good job by Seattle. They spread the field out, 4 wide receivers. And again, this play works. Watch Ricky Waters. He goes up inside, then breaks out because you got a defensive line just playing pass defense, trying to get to the quarterback. But here's what saves it. Number 54. The one thing about Zach Thomas I've noticed from his rookie year to now, he has gotten faster as a middle linebacker, makes more plays close to the line of scrimmage.
Miami defense has held opponents to an NFL low 29% on 3rd down attempts. Kitna with time to throw and then goes down. Trace Armstrong, number 93, 7.5 sacks on the season, led the charge.
Trace Armstrong, one of the most consistent defensive linemen maybe in the league. Just every week, only comes in on passing situations, but just constantly pushes the pocket, puts pressure on the quarterback. The numbers almost lie because he only plays on 3rd downs, but he does a terrific job for this defense.
Nate Jaquette standing back near his 25-yard line. Fiegels barely gets it away. Jaquette will watch it bounce and then pick it up at the 27. Across the 30 to the 33-yard line. And James Logan with the top.
46-yard punt.
Jeff Fiegels, longtime punter. You think he knows the pressure's coming? Oh, you betcha.
Two large double cheese.
It's about time. I'm starving.
Whoa, that can't be cable.
It's DirecTV. You get all your favorite cable channels.
Kung Pao!
And it's the only service that gives you access to every pro and college sports subscription.
Donuts!
Plus now, you get 2 free months of 32 premium movie channels, including 7 HBO, 4 Stars, and 5 Showtime channels with no long-term commitments. DirecTV. What are you looking at? Okay, wait the remote.
So with Staples.com, you order the supplies you want, I approve them, and they're delivered the next day.
You mean I can order pins?
Yes.
Paper?
Yes.
How about an executive leather chair?
No.
Paper clips?
Yes.
Linda.
When you people are finished, I have a light bulb in my office that he's changing too. I love the way they pull together.
It's easier than ever to get your office supplies delivered fast and free. Shop Staples.com.
Congratulations to Judging Amy and Family Law, the #1 and #2 new dramas of the season.
Good job. Yes.
Now, these hit shows are back with all new episodes.
You want me to size up every client, see who's naughty and who's nice? That's not being a lawyer. That's being God.
Find out what millions of viewers already know.
When I'm on the bench fighting for kids, it's because of you. That's my daughter.
For the best dramas on television, the address is CBS.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by DirecTV. What are you looking at? And by Staples, the official office supply provider of the NFL.
These great aerial shots of the Kingdome provided today by Southwest Airlines. Dan Marino, 5 out of 8 for 28 yards so far this afternoon. We have just under 6 minutes to play in the first half. Seahawks, 7-3. Johnson to the 36-yard line. We were talking during the timeout, Phil. Do you think Jimmy Johnson is happy about the way things are going today?
He is really happy. The only thing that would made him happier, of course, they've been so close to making some big plays on special teams, but he's done what he wanted on offense. Run it, control it, do this, and then every once in a while you take that chance down the field. They have had 2 chances for big pass plays. They missed them both so far.
13 runs to 8 passes as Johnson gets back to what was successful. JJ across the 40 to the 41, maybe the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about a yard.
Now you talk about this, I can't help but watch Dan Marino. He came in here last night. We talked to him, and you know, it wasn't like a happy situation because I think he knows what he's dealing with here today. And he says playing quarterback with the style that they're going to play today, he looked at me and he goes, you know it's hard. And I said, I know it is, but you got to do what's best for your team to give it its best chance to win. And that is taking no chances and just waiting for that opportunity.
Double tight end and Marino to throw. That is incomplete. Hit a defender in the back. Darren Smith, the linebacker.
Well, they're lucky there. I say it all the time. When that football goes up in the air, as a quarterback, just start trotting towards the sideline because you're going to be making a tackle on an interception. But Sean Springs right in front of the receiver. I'm sorry, it's Darren Smith.
So Charlie Rogers returned a punt 94 yards against Pittsburgh earlier this season to let it bounce inside the 20. And that's where the Dolphins will down the football. And back onto the field comes Jon Kitna.
Well, I'd like to have a little monitor on Jon Kitna while he was warming up today. What do you think his heart was beating?
About the same way it was when he came in to talk to us on Friday.
That's right. He was pretty excited on Friday, man. He was fired up because he should be. I tell you, first-year starter, he did it all this year. It went well. They won some games. He played bad. They started losing. The fans booed him. Then towards the end of the season, he started regaining his confidence, playing well again. In the playoffs, what a great learning experience for a first-year quarterback.
Double tight end, the pitch to Waters. Waters across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. And let's check in with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Hey, Greg, you know, Jon Kitna, you talk about this rebirth he had. You know, early in the season, he had a terrible game against Tampa Bay, 5 interceptions, 19 of 44. In the middle of the next game, in the Oakland game, he had really what it would be a rebirth. He's sitting there, he goes, you know what, my career cannot go like this. I cannot continue to throw the ball the way I'm throwing it. I have to learn to trust myself. He remembered something his dad told him. He said, always stick with what got you there. Just live with what you see on the field. And that's really helped him late in the season. There he goes, right back to you.
And right out close to the 30-yard line, close to a first down, is Sean Dawkins, and he appears to have it.
That was a nice throw by Jon Kitna and a nice catch by Sean Dawkins. And when you watch Sean Dawkins, if you follow the NFL really close, you know this guy's bounced around a little in the last few years. And I even said to Mike Holmgren Friday, I said, Sean Dawkins has got to be one of the great surprises for you and his football team. And he agreed. He said, absolutely. He's come in. He looks trimmer to me, more explosive down the field, and just playing his role exceptionally well.
First down for Seattle. Sean Dawkins spent his first 5 years with the Indianapolis Colts and then last season with New Orleans. This is his first year here in Seattle, and it's been a successful one. As Armin said earlier, 58 catches, just under 1,000 yards, 8 yards shy of it, and 7 touchdown catches. First down for Kitna and the Seahawks. Waters. And Waters gets nowhere. Tim Bowen stuffing up the middle. You know, I thought it was interesting. We were talking about Jon Kitna and Armin talking about the way he's gone about things. He had a first game outing. He's Mike Holmgren's starting quarterback. And then you asked him how he thought his season has gone. And when he had to sit out that second game due to injury, it killed him on the sideline.
Well, sure. First time started, and then Glenn Foley comes in the second game, pulls it out for him. They beat the Chicago Bears, so he's worried about his job. But you know what? He dealt with adversity. Armin is right. You're going to face tremendous adversity as a quarterback. The question is, can you come back from it? He has.
Kitna throws out this side. Waters all by himself to the 40. Out of bounds at the 44-yard line, and a penalty marker is down. Sam Madison is the man who ran him out of bounds.
That's just uncalled for the Miami's defense to react that way.
Personal foul. Defense, number 29. Unnecessary roughness. Late hit out of bounds.
Pro Bowl cornerback Sam Madison.
Automatic first down.
Ricky Waters gets that straight arm out there into the face mask. That's probably what upsets Sam Madison. And he grabs his face mask. Doesn't let go. Well, you're not going to win that battle. But what got me, Jon Kitna looks right, and Greg, everybody's on the right side of the field. Ricky Waters swings out of the backfield. How did he find him? You know, that's just good coaching, awareness, knowing where your receivers are, and he finds him at the last second for a big gain.
First down from the Miami 41. Waters again. Across the 35 and out of bounds.
Well, one of the problems this Miami Dolphin defense has had the last 6 to 8 weeks, not playing as well, is that teams are running the ball to the outside. And you think, well, how can you run the ball to the outside if they're so fast? Well, I'll give you a good reason why. The corners not doing a good enough job coming up the line of scrimmage, making those tackles, stopping those long runs.
You look at the numbers on Ricky Waters. If we pause for the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. The Seahawks with a 7-3 lead on Miami and driving for more.
It is a young giant of a communications company, delivering record profits while outpacing the industry growth rate. Today, MCI WorldCom has in place the only wholly owned local-to-global network end-to-end, able to handle nearly every form of communication. Ever-growing, MCI WorldCom is already positioned to serve 2/3 of the world's business. Where do you find the visionaries? Exactly. NASDAQ, the stock market for a digital world.
Do I like to shop? Oh, yes. How you doing? Franks and beans? Aisle 5. Beans and Franks? Aisle 7.
Hi. Hi.
Fat free. Nothing but carb. Check this out. You're our 1 millionth shopper! Even at the supermarket, you can do more with the American Express card. I love this card.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Friday, bizarre deaths, spontaneous combustion lead to a killer cult, and the government is sending in its newest secret weapon. Now and again, CBS Friday.
Hey, stay tuned on the NASDAQ halftime report. The guys back in New York will have first half analysis, a look at the playoff picture, and Tennessee's Frank Wycheck and Kevin Dyson coming up on the NASDAQ halftime report. Ricky Waters to the 31. And Zach Thomas in the middle of that tackle.
The one thing I'm noticing at the Miami front four, the defensive line and the linebackers, if they can continue to hold their own, the defensive backs now can stay back off the line of scrimmage more and stop the big pass plays down the field. Because when Miami brings that safety up and tries to stop a running game, what has happened in this losing streak, when they're not playing as well, is that everybody is trying to make big plays against their corners. And, you know, no matter how good you are, you keep putting them out there one-on-one, even a bad set of receivers is going to make some plays on you.
Measurement for a first down. And the Seahawks are that short. With 1:41 to play here in the first half, how important is this drive by the Seahawks, Phil?
Well, it's important for them just to, I think, regain their confidence with their offense a little. It was staggering there a little after that touchdown drive, but some big plays. Jon Kitna coming back from the interception. Well, he has been solid in his decision-making so far today, except for just overestimating the strength of his arm, trying to throw one away, I think.
Clock is on the move again. You look at how Seattle has done on third down conversions on third and short. Waters. And Waters is tackled back at the line of scrimmage by Sean Wooden.
Well, this is how this defense is built. When you make their corners tackle, that's tough against you. What are they supposed to do? Watch Sean Wooden come up. The safeties are usually the ones that are the force. In other words, they're going to be on the outside of the formation trying to make the plays, and look at that tackle by Sean Wooden.
Todd Peterson has come on. Peterson was 34 out of 40 in the field goal department. This one will be a 50-yarder. He has kicked a 51-yarder this year. And before he gets a chance to kick it, Seattle calls timeout.
Oh, I think Mike Holmgren might change his mind. That's what I see Jon Kitna and them yelling for a timeout. Either that or he doesn't like. No, there's 11 guys on the field goal team there.
Each team with 2 timeouts remaining and having conversations now. Jon Kitna has cocked his helmet back.
Well, I guess, and also I see Pete Rodriguez, the special teams coach there. And I think Mike Holmgren was just trying to get some confirm, can this guy make it from 50 yards? That's what he wants to do.
What were we talking with Mike Holmgren about on Friday? Have you ever faked a punt or a field goal in your life? And he says, I never have.
No.
But they practice it all the time.
He said, if I ever lost a game because of one of my special teams calls, he goes, I wouldn't sleep for a month. So don't look for any fake here.
From 50 yards. Oh, he got a lot of foot into that. Todd Peterson from 50 yards out is good, and 3 more on the board for the Seahawks. They stretch their lead to 10-3.
Well, Todd Peterson, he knew he was right on that verge, 50 yards. But the one thing, it's in a dome, and so 50 yards, I always equate it to about a 43 to 45-yard field goal, and now he feels a little better. Second-guessed himself for a little bit over there on the sidelines, but came to a good decision.
You know what? One of those situations where both teams come out of that. You saw Jimmy Johnson clapping his hands on the sidelines at 3rd and inches, and with the Seahawks bearing in on the red zone, he's happy to get out of here with just 3 points.
Well, Greg, that's why the Dolphins have won so many close, low-scoring games. Their defense, it will bend sometimes, but in the red zone or inside the 30-yard line, those type of things, they have been spectacular. So, you know, that saves them. Instead of giving up 7, they're giving up those 3s.
If the Seahawks win today, they move on to Indianapolis next week, and Tennessee plays at Jacksonville. If Miami wins, then the Dolphins are in Jacksonville, and Tennessee plays the Colts in Indianapolis next weekend.
Well,
49-yard drive, Peterson's 50-yard field goal. Brock Marion, Jerry Wilson, deep for Miami. This will be Marion from the 5. Hit as he crosses the 20 and will get no further than the 24-yard line. And again, Joey Elams, who has been a special team performer today for the Seahawks, makes the stop.
Dan Marino, 5 of 9 for 28 yards, and you say, well, that is just terrible, but it really isn't. Let's look at it. 10-3 here in this dome, traveling across the country. As Jimmy Johnson says, where are we, Moscow? After he got off the plane yesterday, but they've controlled the situations pretty well. Just make sure you don't make a big mistake here at the end of the first half.
Marino has 40 seconds and 2 timeouts. Steps up, pulls it down, and is wrapped up inside the 20-yard line. Sam Adams and Michael Sinclair had their arms around it.
I'll tell you what, about last week or all the previous weeks before that, Dan Marino would have let that ball go. And that would have been an interception most likely in the middle of the field. Nobody was open, but practicing a certain way during the week, something inside of him kept him from throwing that football, and it was a good sack.
Going to hand it off this time to Stanley Pritchett out to about the 23-yard line. Clock moves down. 9 pass attempts for Dan Marino in the first half a couple of years ago would have been unthinkable. Not today.
Well, they got to go into halftime. Both teams feeling pretty good about what they've done, how they've orchestrated the games, and
let's check in with Armin Katayan. Armin.
Thanks, Greg. Coach, even down by 7, you've got to be happy the way this game is setting up for you.
Well, you know, we've said all along we're going to try to win it in the 4th quarter, and you know we had bad field position to start the game off, and that's how they got their touchdown. Then we had a 15-yard penalty on the field goal they got. So Yeah, I think we're still in good shape. We just got to keep mixing it up.
All right, thanks, Coach. Greg?
All right, Armin, our halftime score. The Seahawks 10 and the Dolphins 3 coming up. Jim Nantz in New York with a NASDAQ halftime report. Jim, Randy, Craig, and Jerry with first half analysis. All the news and an interview with Tennessee's Frank Wycheck and Kevin Dyson. All coming up after these messages from your local station.
From the co-creator of NYPD Blue comes an extraordinary new drama.
What I saw today was about a young doctor who cares more about hurting a colleague than saving a patient. I got no room for that at my hospital.
About the power of courage.
She's got a belly full of blood and she's still bleeding.
Try some lidocaine and pray.
The rewards of sacrifice.
This place grabs me by the scruff of my neck, flips me upside down, and turns me sideways.
And the triumph of spirit.
All I can do is trust God and you.
City of Angels, special premiere CBS next Sunday.
The first award show of the new millennium is The People's Choice, CBS tonight.
For Dodge Dakota, success comes about as naturally as wearing the Magnum engine badge. It offers far and away the best power in the class. It also offers the very best in room, payload, and of course, towing. And look what else it's pulled off. Dodge Dakota is ranked best compact pickup in initial quality by J.D. Power & Associates. Now get a $750 cash allowance on select regular cab Dakotas.
Who can add more excitement to your life? Cox Digital Cable. Who can help turn your dreams into opportunities? Cox Digital Cable. Who can give you the answers to how? Cox Digital Cable, of course. For television that'll change your life, order Cox Digital Cable today.
Call 1-888-522-6988 today and get Cox Digital Cable installed for just $9.95. Plus, your first month of Cox Digital Cable is free.
Cox Digital Cable. Now you're living.
There's nothing better on a cold morning than a delicious Dunkin' Donuts value combo. Except maybe winning a trip to Universal Studios Islands of Adventure in Orlando. Live the adventure as you explore a land of dinosaurs at Jurassic Park. Test your courage on Marvel's Superhero Island. You'll fly MetroJet by U.S. Airways. So stop by Dunkin' Donuts and enter to win today. When you're here, try a cinnamon bun or Danish and coffee combo. Now just $1.99.
CBS 12, your official Rhode Island lottery station.
Of the NASDAQ Halftime Report is sponsored by the NASDAQ Stock Market.
Hi, everybody. Jim Nantz with you from our NFL Today studios in New York. Welcome to the NASDAQ Halftime Report. Seahawks leading by 7 in this wild card playoff game. And for the Dolphins, they've only scored 4 offensive touchdowns now in their last 5.5 road games. For more on the first half, let's go over to the Chalk Talk board. Craig James.
Fellas, right now, Seattle's offense is trying to throw the ball deep down the middle of the field. So Miami's defense is really trying to get back, especially the linebackers. This is Zach Thomas right here. What he has done is he's getting back into this big pocket here. He's getting deeper than normal. That means Seattle's got to come out of the backfield, I think, and get Ricky Watters involved with that. They can run draws. Jon Kitna's got to be disciplined. This offense has to take advantage of what Miami's defense is doing. If they're going to drop and take away the deep ball down the middle, which Seattle has run, they got to take advantage of it. And, you know, it's not a big gain, Randy, at all. Yet it moves the chains. They've got to take advantage. And if Ricky Watters isn't healthy, they need to put Amon Green in the ballgame.
Adjustments are huge in playoff games, Craig. And adjustments for these two teams that are going right now. For Seattle, Joey Galloway underneath. Get him the ball. Because Jon Kitna, it seems, cannot throw the ball deep. Adjustment for Miami, you might want to think about Brock Heward. Because right now, it doesn't look to Damon Heward. I'm sorry. It doesn't look like Dan Marino's on his game throwing the ball.
Well, one thing you got to say about Miami's offense, on third down, 1 out of 6. You can't win if you can't convert the third down. And what I like about Seattle, they had to wake up this defense. What they're doing, they're blitzing at least one guy. It's called a dog because they got the safety in the middle. There's always at least a 5-man rush. Even in the 2 minutes, they did not go to prevent defense. They blitzed and sacked the quarterback. They're more aggressive. The defense has finally got some emotion.
And, I like that.
I like that.
And Dan Marino only 28 yards passing in the first half, 5 out of 9. 5 first downs is all for the Dolphins to this point. Now, earlier today, the Vikings advanced to the divisional round by virtue of the win over the Cowboys. The only 2 NFC teams to return to the playoffs from a year ago. And Jeff George gets a playoff win for the first time. This touchdown pass got it started. That one to Robert Smith.
Robert Smith also had 140 yards rushing, a Vikings playoff record.
Yeah, you know what, the mistakes hurt the Cowboys early on. Jeff George late in the first half to Randy Moss, 58 yards scored. Vikings up by 7 at half.
Hey, we got to get Carter into the act. George found them. Bonnie Bernstein visited with him after the game.
Well, it took 4 teams, but how does the first playoff win of your career feel?
Well, it feels good. You know, it's a blessing that I'm here, and you know, I guess you know, a couple of years ago they did me a favor and sent me to Minnesota, and just around a great group of guys and a supporting cast, and I couldn't ask for anything more.
Next up, you're facing one of the most balanced teams in the league. What do you got to do to beat St. Louis?
Well, I just think you have to go into it, you know, like we did today, and cause turnovers on defense and hopefully eliminate turnovers on offense. But you know, we know what they bring to the table. They know what we bring to the table, and it's going to be a good challenge on both sides.
The NFC matchups for next week: Washington at Tampa on Saturday, and Minnesota takes on the Rams, the #1 seed, Sunday. Those games on Fox. Meanwhile, the AFC picture: if Seattle goes on the win here, it means Tennessee would go to Jacksonville Saturday, and the Seahawks would take on the Colts. Can the Dolphins turn it around? If they do, Miami will take on the Jags, and that would send Tennessee against the Colts Sunday right here on CBS. Now, in their wild card game against Buffalo yesterday, Tennessee advanced.